Did you know that soccer originated in China in 50 BC? They played soccer the way we don't usually play. They played with small little balls that filled with feathers, and they kicked them in small goals. According to random history, the Greeks and Romans played soccer to help train their warriors. Their warriors would be trained in battle, and since soccer is such an athletic game, they thought it would help their foot skills and things like that. The Japanese played the game, how we know, to be hacky sack. They would kick the ball around without letting it hit the ground and try to get it in the small nets. Finally, the last place it was originated was in England, and it was considered a mob game, and it was very violent. According to random history, the Queen of England banned the game because it was so violent and people were getting killed all the time. One major aspect of soccer is how much it has grown and changed over the years. Even though soccer came from China, England was the first place where modern soccer was established. They created the rules we know today in the game of soccer. According to randomhistory.com, soccer is the most popular sport in the world, and nobody else plays it as much as any other sport. There are over 200,000 clubs in the world, according to the encyclopedia, which is the most clubs ever played in any sport. The next thing to inform is about how to play the game. First of all, you have to have the dimensions to play. A regulation soccer field has to be in between 130 yards long to 100 yards long. And it has to be from 100 yards wide to 50 yards wide. Somewhere in those dimensions is regulation size. There's also a midfield line across the center of the field with a circle in the middle with 10 yards in diameter. And that's where the game starts. The game starts in the center of that circle. Also, there's a penalty area before each goal. It's 18 yards out in front of the goal, about 44 yards long. And there's another smaller box inside of that larger box that is 6 yards out in front of the goal, about 18 yards wide. And finally, there is a penalty strike area where if you get fouled inside of that big 18 by 44 yard box, you get to put the ball down there and take a shot on goal. And that's all from the encyclopedia. There are also many rules that apply to soccer. The basic rules are about the gear. Soccer in regulation, you have to have socks, and you have to have regulation shin guards like these to play to keep from getting your shins bruised up and to get injured. You also have to have cleats like these, and they can't have a toe thing right here, like a spike right here, because that's dangerous to the players. And a lot of people like having nice and bright soccer cleats because it's just their style. This is the ball we play with now, a regulation size ball. It's a size 5 ball, which is the biggest it goes. And so this ball has changed a lot over the years, from the leather ball with feathers in it to now this ball. Another rule of the game is everybody has to have matching jerseys. Here's an example of a jersey that people have to wear. And you have to all be matching so they won't get you mixed up with other people. The keepers also have to have a different goalie, a bright shirt that's different from the other colors, so you can tell the keepers apart as well. The last thing to know about soccer is how it affects the world. People in each country look up to their soccer team. And according to FIFA.com, people look at their country team for support and happiness. And there is a prime example of in World War II, during World War II, the soccer game between England and Germany meant a lot more than just who won the game. It was for pride of their country and dominance of their country. People look at their country when they're, like, for example, when people that are poor and don't have much, all they have is a national team to look up to, and that's what brings them happiness and success. Soccer is a great game that began in China, but is now the most popular sport in the world. The game has changed so much regarding the rules and who all played the magnificent sport. The game also affects different countries in many ways to gain pride. The amount of people that play soccer show why it is the greatest sport to ever be played. Now people look up to so many idols such as Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, and soccer is an amazing sport to all people.